Hello everyone, and welcome to Fluent English Journey. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can receive daily English lessons and learn step by step. My name is Ava, and today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Our focus will be on improving your English listening and writing skills, and we will do that through real-life stories. Today's topic is the differences between city life and village life. We will look at some easy examples and listen to simple conversations so you can understand these differences more clearly. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to press the like button. We upload new lessons every single day to help you improve your English slowly and steadily. Let me begin with a question for you. Do you prefer living in a busy city or a quiet village? What do you think are the biggest differences between the two? Keep these questions in your mind as you listen to the stories today. Story 1. Ahmed's experience. First, let me tell you about my friend Ahmed. He grew up in a small, peaceful village. Later, he moved to a big, crowded city for work. He often talks to me about how different life became after moving. According to Ahmed, life in the city is very fast, busy, and full of noise. You can find almost anything you want within minutes: shops, restaurants, entertainment, and many places to visit. The city feels exciting, and there is always something happening. But even though city life is full of energy, Ahmed sometimes misses the quiet life of his village. In the village, everything feels slow, calm, and peaceful. People know each other very well, so it feels safer and more friendly. He told me about his first week in the city. He was shocked by the noise everywhere. Cars were honking, people were speaking loudly, and everything moved so quickly. In the village, the loudest sounds are usually birds singing, cows mooing, or children laughing and playing outside. Another big difference is the environment. Cities have tall buildings, busy roads, and crowded markets, while villages have wide open fields, fresh air, trees, and beautiful natural scenery. Ahmed said he had to learn patience in the city because everyone is always in a hurry. But in the village, life moves at a slow and comfortable pace. Story 2. Fatima's experience. Now let's talk about Fatima. She has lived her entire life in a big city, and she really enjoys city life because it is very convenient. Hospitals, schools, markets, and offices are all very close. This makes life easier for her. Fatima uses public transport every day: buses, trains, and sometimes even the metro to go to work. She noticed that in villages, people often walk or ride bicycles because there are fewer cars and shorter distances. Fatima's husband is originally from a village, so she often hears stories about peaceful village life. She says that city life can feel busy and stressful, but it has many advantages. If you need help, you can get it quickly. There are more jobs, more schools, more hospitals, and more opportunities to grow. On the other hand, village life gives you fresh air, open space, and more time to relax. People know each other well and help each other often. For example, in Ahmed's village, neighbors greet one another, children play outside safely, and the entire community feels like one big family. What we learn from their stories. Both Ahmed and Fatima agree that each place has good points and challenges. City life gives you speed, convenience, and opportunities, while village life gives you peace, safety, and a strong sense of community. Listening to their stories helps us understand these differences clearly. It also gives us ideas for practicing English because we are learning from real, everyday situations. Now it's your turn. Think about your own life. Do you like the quiet and peaceful environment of a village? Or do you prefer the energy and excitement of a city? What do you enjoy and what do you not enjoy about each place? When you listen to real stories like Ahmed's and Fatima's, it becomes easier to understand English. You learn how to describe experiences, compare lifestyles, and talk about daily life in a natural way. Remember, Learning English is not only about grammar or vocabulary. It is also about listening, understanding, and thinking about real situations around you. Stories like these are a wonderful way to practice English every day. Hello again, and welcome back. Let's continue our discussion about city life and village life. Earlier, we listened to stories from Ahmed and Fatima. Now, let's learn a little more about Fatima's experience when she visited her husband's village. When Fatima went to the village, she immediately noticed how warm and friendly the people were. Life there felt like living inside one big family. Neighbors knew each other very well. They helped one another whenever something happened. They often gathered for meals, celebrations, and special events. The fresh air, the wide open spaces, and the quiet streets made Fatima feel peaceful and relaxed. She also noticed something beautiful at night. Because there were fewer electric lights in the village, the sky looked darker, and she could see many bright stars, something she almost never sees in the busy city. City life versus village life. What are the advantages? Let's think for a moment about the good points of each lifestyle. City life offers many advantages such as more job opportunities, hospitals and schools nearby, many shops and markets, entertainment options like movies, restaurants, and sports, chances to meet new people. On the other hand, village life gives you peace and quiet, a strong sense of community, safety and trust, closeness to nature, a slow and relaxing lifestyle. Both places have something valuable to offer. So, here is a question for you. Which is more important for a happy life, opportunity and convenience, or peace and community? Imagine moving. Now imagine this situation. You are moving from a village to a city or from a city to a village. What challenges might you face? For example, if you move from a village to a city, the noise, crowds, and fast pace might feel stressful. If you move from a city to a village, you might miss big supermarkets, hospitals nearby, or public transportation. How would you adapt to these changes? Think about this and try writing a short paragraph in your notebook or on your phone. Writing while listening is an excellent way to improve your English faster. Sarah's story. Now, let me tell you another story, this time about my cousin Sarah. Sarah lived in the city for 10 years. She had a comfortable job, access to everything she needed, and a busy lifestyle. But one day, she decided she wanted a more peaceful life, so she moved to a village. Sarah was surprised by how friendly and calm village life felt. People welcomed her warmly and even invited her to their homes. They shared meals with her and helped her learn new things about village culture. Sarah also started growing vegetables in a small garden behind her house. She said gardening helped her feel healthier, calmer, and less stressed. However, Sarah still misses some parts of city life, such as fast internet, large supermarkets, more entertainment options. Because of this, she sometimes goes back to the city to visit friends or buy things she cannot find in the village. Her experience shows that both city life and village life have advantages and challenges. Neither one is perfect. Each has its good and difficult parts. Your family's experience. Now think about your own family. Have they lived in a city, a village, or both? What stories do they share about their experiences? Try to remember a few details and write a few sentences comparing the two lifestyles. This type of practice helps you improve your listening, thinking, and writing skills in English. Why these stories help you learn English. Today's episode gave you real examples of how people experience different places. Listening carefully and writing your thoughts is one of the fastest ways to improve your English. Remember, the key to learning is daily practice. The more you listen, think, and write, the better you will become. Try to notice small details, the sounds, the sights, the feelings of each place. These small details strengthen your vocabulary and help you express yourself more clearly. Even simple sentences can help you improve if you practice regularly. Stories like those of Ahmed, Fatima, and Sarah show that both city life and village life have their own beauty. By learning from these stories, you can talk about life experiences, compare lifestyles, and practice your English every day. Keep a notebook with you. Write your ideas, your thoughts, and your experiences. Share them with a friend, teacher, or even in the comments section of a video. This makes learning English fun, useful, and easier. Why? Because thinking and speaking about your choice helps your English improve faster. You can share your answer in the comments or say it out loud to practice your speaking. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Omar's story, living in two worlds. Now, let's listen to a final story about a man named Omar. Omar works in the city during the week, but he spends his weekends in his village home. He enjoys both worlds. During the week, he loves the excitement of the city, the busy streets, bright lights, shops everywhere, and the lively atmosphere. But when the weekend comes, he looks forward to the peace of his village. He enjoys the fresh air, the quiet roads, the friendly neighbors, and the slow pace. Omar says that this balance between city life and village life helps him stay happy, calm, and healthy. He gets the energy and opportunities of the city and the peace and relaxation of the village. Which story did you like the most? Think for a moment. Which story did you enjoy the most? Ahmed's, Fatima's, Sarah's, or Omar's? Each person shows a different view of city and village life. Listening to these stories helps you understand real English better because you hear people talk about daily routines, feelings, challenges, real experiences. This is the kind of English people use in everyday life. Practice writing while listening. It is also important to practice writing. Try writing new words or phrases you hear in these stories. Writing while listening helps you learn vocabulary faster, understand sentences more clearly, express your ideas more easily. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. And don't forget to press the like button if you find this episode helpful. How people spend free time, another big difference. Now let's explore another interesting difference between city and village life, how people spend their free time. My friend James lives in a city. He says that in the city, people often go to cafes, parks, gyms, shopping malls. There are many places to relax, meet friends, or try new activities. James likes jogging in a city park after work. It keeps him healthy and helps him reduce stress. But sometimes James feels that city life can be lonely. People are busy with their own schedules, so they may not spend much time with neighbors. On the other hand, my Uncle David lives in a village. He enjoys simple activities like fishing by the river, walking through fields, sitting outside and enjoying nature. David says that in the village, people often gather to talk and share stories. It feels peaceful and relaxed. He also feels more connected to his neighbors because everyone knows one another. If someone needs help, people quickly come together, whether it is fixing a fence, carrying something heavy, or sharing fresh vegetables. Village life gives a strong sense of community, something that is harder to find in the busy city. Both James and David enjoy their lives, but in different ways. City life offers convenience and entertainment, while village life offers peace, nature, and deeper relationships. Listening to stories like these helps you understand the good and difficult parts of each lifestyle. It also helps you practice listening and writing skills. You can describe what you hear, compare the two lifestyles, or write about your own experiences. Learning life lessons through stories. These stories teach us more than just English. They help us think about different ways of living. What makes people happy? How environment shapes daily life. The key to learning English is practice every single day. Listen to real stories, write your thoughts, and speak your opinions out loud. Your free time. What do you enjoy? Earlier we talked about how people in cities and villages spend their free time. Now think about yourself. Do you prefer busy places with many things to do? Or do you enjoy quiet and calm environments? Try writing a few sentences about how you like to spend your free time. This is an excellent way to practice English writing. Emma's story, learning something new. Let me share another story with you. My friend Emma moved from a big city to a village after getting married. She learned many new things in the village. For example, she learned to cook traditional meals from her husband's family. She enjoys using fresh vegetables, making homemade bread, and cooking meals together. This helped her understand more about culture and family life. Emma also noticed some differences. There are fewer shops in the village and no large supermarkets. Sometimes she has to plan her shopping carefully or travel to the city for special items. This taught her that village life requires more planning, but it also offers a slow, peaceful lifestyle. In the city, Emma could buy anything quickly. She didn't think much about where her food came from. Now she grows vegetables in her own garden and eats fresh food. This change helped her appreciate nature and health more. Think about your own food. Where does it come from? Is it easy for you to find fresh vegetables and fruits? Writing about this can help you practice new words and improve your English. Michael's story, city challenges. Here is one more story. My friend Michael lives in a city and works in an office. He told me that traffic and crowds are the biggest challenges in his daily life. Sometimes it takes him 1 full hour to travel just 5 kilometers. This can be very tiring and stressful. Laura's story, village life benefits and challenges. Michael's sister, Laura, lives in a village. She says that there is almost no traffic and most people walk or ride bicycles to go to work. Laura enjoys the fresh air, the quiet streets, and the peaceful life. She believes that village life is better for health and happiness. However, living in a village also has some challenges. Laura has fewer job opportunities, and sometimes she worries about the future. Stories like those of Emma, Michael, and Laura show us that every lifestyle has advantages and disadvantages. City life is fast, convenient, and full of opportunities. But it can also be noisy, crowded, and tiring. Village life is quiet, safe, and close to nature. But it can have fewer services, jobs, or conveniences, so people need to plan more carefully. How to practice English using these stories. Thinking about these stories is a great way to practice English in real situations. You can try comparing lifestyles, describing experiences, writing your own short stories. For example, you could write about how you would spend a day in a city or a village. You can write about what you eat, where you go, or how you spend your free time. These exercises help improve your vocabulary, grammar, and writing skills. Remember, the key to learning English is listening, writing, and practicing every day. Real stories show you how people live, what they feel, how they speak. By listening carefully and writing your thoughts, you can understand English better and become confident in speaking and writing. City life and village life, different perspectives. Both city and village life are interesting in their own ways. Listening to stories from people like Emma, Michael, and Laura helps you see life from different perspectives. You can learn to compare different lifestyles, describe experiences, express opinions. All of this improves your English skills. Keep practicing and writing, and you will see steady improvement every day. Living in a city or village depends on many things such as jobs, health, family, personal preference. For example, some people live in a city for work or study, while others prefer the peace of a village. Think about your own life. Is it easy or difficult to travel in your city or village? Can you get to school, work, or the market easily? Try writing a short paragraph about your daily travel. This will help you practice verbs, sentence structure, and expressing ideas in English. Listening to real stories helps you understand how people really live and speak. Writing about what you hear helps you remember new words, practice grammar, and gain confidence. Keep practicing every day, and you will see great progress over time. Review new words. Some new words from today's stories include busy, peaceful, neighborhood, traffic, fresh, garden, relax, opportunity. Try using these words in your writing or speaking. Writing your own sentences with these words helps you remember them faster and understand how they are used in daily English. Daniel's story, living between a village and a city. Let me tell you about my friend Daniel. Daniel lives in a small village but works in a city office during the week. He enjoys the quiet village evenings, but sometimes he misses the fast pace and excitement of the city. On weekends, Daniel walks around the village and meets his neighbors. He says he feels lucky to experience both worlds. Try to imagine Daniel's life. What would you like about it? What would be difficult? You can write a few sentences about living between a city and a village. This is a useful exercise to practice describing situations, comparing experiences, and using English in real life. Robert's story, growing up in a village. Finally, let me share a longer story about my friend Robert. Robert was born and raised in a small village called Greenfield. He spent most of his life enjoying the quiet and peaceful surroundings. The air was clean, and there were many trees, gardens, and open spaces. People knew each other well, and the village felt like one big family. Robert loved playing outside with friends, helping neighbors, spending time in nature. Life was slow, calm, and safe. However, as he grew older, Robert realized that the village had fewer job opportunities and fewer facilities like schools, hospitals, big markets. Sometimes he needed to travel to the city for work or other special needs. Robert learned that village life is wonderful for health, relaxation, and happiness, but sometimes it requires more planning and effort to meet certain needs. Summary: city life versus village life. Robert's story shows that both city and village life have good and challenging sides. City life, fast, convenient, full of opportunities. Village life, calm, peaceful, close to nature, but sometimes requires more planning. Stories like these help you compare lifestyles, describe experiences, use English in real-life situations. Listening, writing, and practicing every day will help you become more confident and fluent in English. Village life is peaceful and close to nature. Village life is peaceful, close to nature, and brings people together. Listening to stories, writing your own thoughts, and comparing experiences helps you improve your English step by step. Here is a practice exercise. Imagine a day in Robert's life in the village and a day in the city. Write a few sentences about what you would do, see, and feel in each place. This helps you practice vocabulary, grammar, and expressing ideas clearly. Practicing this way helps you improve English naturally and enjoyably. Robert's life in the village. Robert grew up in a small village called Greenfield. His family owned a small farm with vegetables, chickens, and a few animals. Every morning, Robert helped his parents feed the chickens and water the plants. Life was simple, calm, and everyone in the village knew each other. When someone needed help, neighbors came quickly. Robert says this sense of community made him very happy. Moving to the city. After finishing school, Robert moved to the city of Springfield to find a job. The city was very different from Greenfield. It had tall buildings, many cars, and a lot of noise. At first, Robert felt lost and confused. The streets were crowded, people walked very fast, and buses and taxis moved quickly. He missed the quiet mornings and fresh air of his village. City life was busy. Many things happened at once. People talked on their phones while walking. Buses moved fast, and shops were always full of customers. Robert found it hard to relax because of all the activity. Robert's first job in the city. Robert's first job was in an office building. It was very different from working on a farm. He spent most of his day sitting at a desk, using a computer and talking on the phone. He missed working outside, being close to nature, and enjoying the open fields. At lunchtime, he often ate fast food near his office because there were many restaurants and cafes. He liked the variety, but he missed his mother's home cooking. Over time, Robert started to enjoy some parts of city life. He liked visiting the public library, which had many books and a quiet place to read. He discovered city parks where he could walk and relax after work. He made new friends from different countries, which helped him practice English and learn about other cultures. Robert realized the city gave him new opportunities to grow, learn, and meet people. Weekends back in the village. Even though he liked some parts of city life, Robert still missed his village. On weekends, he traveled back to Greenfield. Walking through the fields, seeing the chickens, and breathing the fresh air reminded him of home. The village felt peaceful and safe, and he enjoyed spending time with his family and neighbors. Robert's experience shows that both city and village life have advantages and challenges. City life, exciting, fast, full of opportunities, but sometimes noisy, crowded, and tiring. Village life, quiet, peaceful, close to nature, but may have fewer job opportunities and fewer facilities. Using Robert's story to practice English. Think about Robert's life and write a few sentences about what it would be like to live in a village and then move to a city. What you would see, hear, and do in each place. How it would feel to live far from nature or far from family. Exercises like this improve your vocabulary, grammar, and writing skills. Listening to real stories like Robert's, writing your thoughts, and comparing experiences helps you understand English better and become confident in speaking and writing. City life. Emily's story. Now let's hear about Emily. She has lived all her life in the city of Brookside. Emily works as a teacher in a large school. She loves the city's energy and opportunities. After work, she enjoys museums, restaurants, theaters, and meeting friends in cafes. She likes attending different events and learning new things. However, city life also has its challenges. Traffic jams make it hard to get to work in the morning. Noise from cars and construction sometimes makes it difficult to sleep. Emily's story shows that city life can be exciting and full of experiences, but it also comes with stress, noise, and a fast pace. Key takeaways. By listening to stories like Robert's and Emily's, you can compare city and village life. Describe experiences and feelings. Practice English naturally in real-life situations. Both the city and village have unique qualities. Learning about them helps you see life from different perspectives and express your ideas clearly in English. Emily's story. City and village life. Emily lives in a city, but she often visits her husband's family in the village of Oakville. In the city, Emily enjoys her work as a teacher and the energy, opportunities, and entertainment around her. However, she wishes her neighborhood had more green spaces where she could relax and enjoy nature. In the village, Emily experiences a very different life. She enjoys the quiet nights, open skies, and fresh air. The village feels safe and friendly, and children play outside freely. People know each other well, and neighbors often help one another. Emily feels calm and relaxed there, enjoying a slower pace of life. City life versus village life. These stories show that city and village life both have advantages and disadvantages. City life. Jobs, entertainment, and convenience. Exciting and full of choices. Can be noisy, crowded, and stressful. Village life. Peaceful, safe, and close to nature. Strong sense of community. May have fewer facilities, shops, and job opportunities. Think about your own life. Do you prefer the busy, exciting city or the calm, peaceful village? Try writing a few sentences about how your daily life would be different in a city or village. You can describe where you live, what you eat, how you travel, how you spend your free time. Writing like this helps you practice new vocabulary, grammar, and real-life English. Emily in the village. In the village, children play outside until sunset. Neighbors often stop to talk to each other on the streets. Emily enjoys fresh food, which she finds very healthy. She likes the slower pace of life and the time she has to relax and enjoy herself. However, she sometimes misses the conveniences of the city, like big supermarkets and fast internet. Emily's story shows that both city and village life have good and difficult parts. City life gives many choices, opportunities, and excitement, but it can be crowded, noisy, and stressful. Village life is peaceful, quiet, and close to nature, but it can sometimes feel slow or lonely. James' story, moving to a village. Now let's hear about James. James grew up in a city but moved to a village after getting married. The biggest change for him was the slower pace of life. In the village, people say hello to each other, stop to chat, and help one another. He enjoys fresh air and open spaces. He likes walking his dog and spending time outdoors. However, he sometimes misses the cafes, shops, and entertainment of the city. At times, he feels lonely because there are fewer people to meet. Despite these differences, James has learned to appreciate both city and village life. He works from home, so he does not need to travel long distances. He spends his days gardening, reading, and relaxing. On weekends, he visits the city to see friends, enjoy cultural events, and experience city excitement. James' story shows that it is possible to enjoy both types of life. You can work in a quiet village, enjoy nature, and still visit the city for friends and entertainment. Thinking about your own life. Now, think about yourself. Would you prefer a busy life with many activities or a quiet life close to nature? How would your day look in a city or village? How would you spend your free time and balance work and relaxation? Living in a city or village affects many parts of life. City, more schools, hospitals, shops nearby, but less space and fresh air. Village, more space, fresh air, peace, but need to plan trips for some things. Thinking about these differences helps you use new vocabulary, practice writing sentences, and improve English step by step. How stories help you learn English. Listening to stories like Emily's and James helps you understand how people live in different places. Compare experiences. Express your own ideas clearly. Writing your thoughts after listening helps you remember new words. Practice grammar. Improve confidence in English. Keep thinking about your own experiences or what you would like to experience in a city or village. This is an important way to improve your English every day. Practice will help you use English more confidently. Summary. Today we have heard stories from Robert, Emily, and James. Each person shows different experiences of city and village life. Listening to these stories helps you understand real English and how people talk about their daily lives. Sarah's story, From Village to City and Back. Writing your own thoughts helps you practice grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Improving your English takes time, patience, and regular practice. Let's hear about Sarah. Sarah grew up in a small village called Willow Creek. Willow Creek is a quiet place with few houses and many green fields. Her family has lived there for many years. Sarah's parents are farmers. They grow vegetables like potatoes, carrots, and tomatoes. Every morning, Sarah wakes up early to help her parents on the farm. She feeds the animals, collects eggs from the chickens, and waters the plants. She enjoys the fresh air and the sounds of birds singing. Willow Creek has no busy roads, so it is very peaceful. People in the village know each other well. If someone needs help, neighbors come quickly. Sarah feels safe, happy, and calm living in this quiet environment. Moving to the city. When Sarah turned 18, she moved to the city of Lincoln to study at university. Lincoln is a large, busy city with many people and tall buildings. Sarah found the city exciting, but it was very different from her village. Streets were full of cars, buses, and people walking fast. At first, Sarah felt nervous and a little lost because she did not know anyone. She missed the quiet and friendly village where she grew up. At university, Sarah met many students from different places. She enjoyed learning new things, meeting new friends, and discovering different cultures. She could visit libraries, museums, and cafes, try new foods, and experience different ways of life. Challenges of city life. City life was also busy and sometimes stressful. Crowded streets and noisy traffic. People rushing everywhere. Less time to relax. Sarah had to learn to manage her time and adjust to the fast pace. Even though she enjoyed city opportunities, she still missed her village. Calm mornings, fresh air, and open green fields. Helping on the farm. Spending time with neighbors and family. On weekends, she sometimes visited Willow Creek to feel the peace she loved. She enjoyed walking in the fields, helping with vegetables, and seeing familiar faces. Working in the city. After finishing university, Sarah got a job in the city. She works in an office with many people. Her work includes using a computer and talking to clients on the phone. City work is busy and sometimes stressful. She spends many hours sitting at her desk, which is very different from farm life. During lunch, she often goes to restaurants or city parks. Parks allow her to relax and enjoy nature. She also attends fitness classes to stay healthy and active. Returning to the village. Sarah's husband, Mark, grew up in the city but moved to the village with her after they got married. Mark enjoys the peace and quiet of the village. He likes walking in the fields and working in the garden. Fresh vegetables from the farm taste much better than supermarket food. Now, Sarah and Mark live in a small house near Willow Creek. They enjoy the quiet, clean, and safe environment. Their children can play outside safely. The family spends time together in the garden. Sarah sometimes misses the city and its excitement, but she feels that village life is better for her family's health and happiness. They eat fresh food, breathe clean air, and enjoy nature every day. Life in the village is calm, safe, and full of family time. Paul's story, city life. Now let's hear about Paul, who lives in the city of Riverdale. Paul works as a bus driver, driving through busy streets every day. He says city life is fast, noisy, and sometimes tiring. He enjoys meeting many people and seeing the energy of the city, but traffic and crowds can make him stressed. Paul likes city services and entertainment options. Restaurants, shops, and events are easy to access. However, he sometimes wishes for quiet and fresh air, which are harder to find in the city. City versus village life. Stories like Sarah's and Paul's show that city life and village life are very different. City life, jobs, education, entertainment, many choices, but noisy, crowded, and stressful. Village life, peace, fresh air, closeness to nature, but fewer services and fewer social opportunities. Thinking about these differences helps you reflect on your own life, practice writing, and use new vocabulary and ideas. Practice exercise. Try writing about your own life. Do you live in a city or village? What do you like most about your home? What would you like to improve? Writing your thoughts helps you practice English, remember new words, and organize your ideas. City life versus village life. Paul, Lisa, and Helen. Do you prefer a busy city with many activities or a quiet village close to nature? Writing or speaking about this helps you practice English, improve your vocabulary, and share your ideas clearly. Paul's story. Paul drives a bus in the city of Riverdale. Every day, he meets many different people on his bus route. He likes visiting restaurants and shops near his home. In the city, there is always something to do. However, Paul finds city life tiring. Traffic jams make traveling slow. Crowds make moving around stressful. The city is noisy, even at night, so he often feels exhausted. Lisa's story. Paul's wife, Lisa, grew up in a small village. She prefers the quiet and calm of the countryside. On weekends, Lisa visits her parents in the village. She enjoys the fresh air and open spaces. Village life helps her rest and relax. Paul and Lisa often talk about their different experiences. Paul wishes the city had more parks and less noise. Lisa thinks the village needs better job opportunities and schools. They both agree that city life and village life have advantages and challenges. Helen's story. Helen grew up in a small village, but she moved to a big city for work. She is a nurse in a hospital. Working in a city hospital is challenging but rewarding. There are many patients and emergencies. She enjoys helping people, but city life can be exhausting. Helen misses the village during holidays. Beautiful hills, clean rivers, quiet spaces. She enjoys hiking and fishing in the village. Helen says village life is slower, calmer, and less stressful. However, living in the city gives her better career chances and more friends. Helen and her husband, David, plan to live part-time in the city and part-time in the village. This way, they enjoy the best of both worlds. City versus village life summary. City life. Jobs, entertainment, many choices, but noisy, crowded, and tiring. Village life, peace, fresh air, closeness to nature, but fewer services and fewer activities. By thinking about these stories, you can ask yourself, do you prefer a busy, exciting life in a city? Or a quiet, natural life in a village? Writing or talking about your choice helps you practice English, use new words, and share ideas clearly. Many people try to balance city and village life to get both opportunities and peace. James's story. James was born in a small village called Oakwood. Oakwood is quiet with a few hundred people. There are many trees and open fields. James's father is a carpenter. His mother runs a small bakery. Every morning, James helps in the bakery. He sells bread and cakes to neighbors. People in the village are friendly. They say hello and help each other when needed. James likes this community feeling. Life in Oakwood is slow and peaceful. At night, you can hear animals and the wind through the trees. When James turned 20, he moved to the city of Greenfield to study engineering at university. Greenfield is a large city with tall buildings and busy streets. James was excited but a little scared. He had to learn to use buses and trains. He met many friends from different countries. He enjoyed the variety of restaurants, shops, and cafes. City life was fast and noisy. James had to manage his time carefully. Sometimes, the crowds and traffic made him feel tired. Even though city life was busy, James learned to be independent and organized. He liked visiting libraries and parks to relax. He realized the city gave him new opportunities to learn and grow, but he missed Oakwood. Practice ideas. Write about your own life. Do you live in a city or village? What do you like about it? What do you dislike? Imagine living in a city if you are in a village, or in a village if you are in a city. How would it feel? Writing or speaking about real-life situations helps you improve vocabulary, grammar, and confidence. Balancing city and village life. Stories of James, Emily, David, Anna, and Laura. James and Emily. James grew up in a small village called Oakwood. He enjoyed the peaceful mornings, fresh air, and open fields. Life was calm, slow, and happy. When he moved to the city of Greenfield for university, he found the city exciting, but very different from his village. The streets were busy and noisy. He stayed in a small apartment alone, cooking and cleaning by himself. He learned to manage money and time carefully. James liked the city parks, restaurants, shops, and meeting new people. City life made him independent and responsible. After university, James became an engineer in Greenfield. He worked long hours in an office, often traveling during rush hour. Traffic was slow and noisy, but he listened to podcasts and music to make it enjoyable. James married Emily, who grew up in the city and works as a teacher. She liked the energy and convenience of city life. Close to schools, shops, hospitals. Walking to work and visiting cafes with friends. Even so, both James and Emily enjoyed weekends in the village. They often visit Maplewood, a small village with forests, rivers, and open spaces. They go hiking, fishing, and spend time in nature. These trips help them relax and forget the busy city. Lesson: some people balance city and village life to enjoy opportunities and peace. David and Anna. David has lived in Bryville all his life. He works as a taxi driver, meeting many people every day. He enjoys the city's excitement, restaurants, and markets. However, city life is noisy and polluted, and their apartment is small. David's wife, Anna, misses having a yard for their son. Anna's parents live in a village called Pine Hill. It is peaceful, clean, and full of fresh air. They grow fruits and vegetables, and the children can play outside safely. David and Anna often talk about their future. Live in the city for work and school. Have a village home for peace, health, and relaxation. Lesson: many families want to enjoy the benefits of both city and village life. Laura. Laura was born in the city Eastwood, where her father works in a bank and her mother is a doctor. She enjoys the city because it has many shops, restaurants, and cultural events, schools, libraries, and places to learn new things. But she often visits her grandparents in a village during school holidays. She enjoys feeding chickens, collecting eggs, picking fruits, walking in fields, breathing fresh air, and relaxing. Laura loves both lifestyles, the city for education and activities, the village for peace and nature. Practice ideas for you. Write about your own home, city, town, or village. What do you like about your home? What is difficult or uncomfortable? Imagine spending weekends in a village if you live in a city, or visiting a city if you live in a village. What would you see, hear, and do? Compare city and village life in 5 to 10 sentences. Writing or speaking about your experiences helps you remember new words. Practice grammar and sentence structure. Share ideas clearly in English. Michael's story: village life and city life. Michael grew up in a small village called Willowbrook. Willowbrook is a quiet village with only a few hundred people. The houses are small and made of wood. Around the village, there are green fields, forests, and a small river. The village has only one school, one shop, and a small clinic. Michael's parents are farmers. They grow vegetables and take care of animals like chickens and cows. Every day, Michael helped his parents. He fed the animals, watered the plants, and sometimes sold vegetables at the village market. Life in Willowbrook was simple, calm, and safe. Everyone knew each other. People helped their neighbors and shared food when someone needed it. The village was very quiet, and at night the stars were very bright and clear. Michael loved this peaceful life. He felt safe, happy, and calm. When Michael turned 18, he moved to the city of Lakeside to study at college. Lakeside is a big, busy city with many people, tall buildings, and crowded streets. There are many cars, buses, shops, restaurants, and schools. At first, Michael felt nervous and a little lost. The city was loud and people walked very fast. He lived in a small apartment with two other students. He had to cook his meals, clean the apartment, and take the bus to college every day. At college, Michael studied business. He met many new friends from different countries. He liked the city because there were many things to do, like trying different foods, visiting cafes, and attending events. The city gave him opportunities to learn, meet people, and try new experiences. However, Michael often missed his village. He missed the quiet mornings, fresh air, green fields, forests, and calm nights. The traffic, crowds, and noise sometimes made him tired and stressed. Michael had to adjust to city life. He learned to wake up early, manage his time for studying, cooking, and cleaning, take the bus to college, handle responsibilities like paying for food and keeping the apartment clean. He also worked part-time at a small cafe. This helped him earn extra money and meet more people. Even though Michael liked his city life, he still loved his village. On weekends or holidays, he sometimes visited Willowbrook. He enjoyed walking in the green fields, helping his parents, and breathing fresh air. These visits made him feel relaxed and happy. Michael realized that both village and city life have advantages and challenges. Village life is peaceful, safe, quiet, and close to nature. People help each other and life is simple. City life is busy, exciting, full of opportunities, and has many services like schools, hospitals, and shops. But it can also be noisy, crowded, and stressful. Michael learned that it is possible to enjoy both worlds. People can live in the city for work or study and visit the village for peace, nature, and family time. In the city, Michael noticed that people are busy and fast. They do not always greet each other. In Willowbrook, everyone says hello and helps neighbors. City life requires more independence and responsibility. After finishing college, Michael got a job as a sales manager in Lakeside. He worked in a tall building in the city center. Every day, he met many people and attended meetings. The job was sometimes stressful, but it gave him a good salary and career opportunities. Even with a busy city life, Michael still visited Willowbrook on weekends. Walking in the fields, helping his parents, and enjoying quiet nights reminded him of home. He learned that both city and village life are important and each has something special to offer. Michael and Sarah, balancing city and village life. Michael grew up in a small village called Willowbrook. The village is quiet, with green fields, forests, and a small river. Michael's parents are farmers. They grow vegetables and take care of animals like chickens and cows. Every day, Michael helped his parents feed the animals, water the plants, and sometimes sell vegetables at the village market. Life in Willowbrook was calm, safe, and peaceful. Everyone knew each other, and neighbors helped one another. When Michael turned 18, he moved to the city of Lakeside to go to college. Lakeside is big and busy with many people, tall buildings, and crowded streets. Michael lived in a small apartment with two other students. He had to cook, clean, and take the bus to college every day. At college, Michael studied business. He made friends from different countries, tried new foods, and explored the city. He liked the city because it had many activities and opportunities. But he sometimes missed his village. He missed the fresh air, green fields, and quiet nights. City life could be noisy and tiring, but it helped him become independent and responsible. Michael worked part-time at a cafe while studying. This helped him earn money and meet more people. After college, he got a job as a sales manager in the city. His work was interesting but sometimes stressful. He spent many hours in the office, but he liked the career opportunities. Michael married Sarah, who is a teacher in Lakeside. Sarah enjoys the city because it has good schools, hospitals, and many conveniences. Michael and Sarah live in a small house near the city center. They have a small garden where they grow flowers and some vegetables. Michael and Sarah often talk about their future and what is best for their children. They think about city life and village life. Sarah's parents live in the city, but her brother lives in a village called Pine Valley. Pine Valley is quiet, with open fields and many farms. Sarah sometimes visits Pine Valley to breathe fresh air and help on the farm. Michael and Sarah like to spend holidays in both places. They enjoy city activities, but they also value quiet trips to the village to relax and feel close to nature. They hope to have 2 homes in the future, one in the city for work and school, and one in the village for rest and peace. Robert and Emma, city life and village visits. Robert grew up in the city of Rivergate, a large city with many schools, hospitals, and parks. Robert works as a bus driver. Every day, he meets many people and enjoys the excitement of city life. He likes restaurants, shopping, and city activities. But city life has challenges. There is noise, traffic, and pollution. Robert lives in a small apartment with his wife Emma and their daughter. They do not have a big garden or much outdoor space. Emma sometimes misses having a garden. Robert and Emma often visit Emma's parents in a village called Greenfield. Greenfield is peaceful with fresh air, open spaces, and a large garden. Emma's parents grow fruits and vegetables and cook fresh meals. Their daughter can play safely outside, and the neighbors know each other. Robert and Emma talk about their future. They want to give their daughter the best life possible. They think about living in the city for work and school, but also having a home in the village for rest and peace. Many people, like Robert and Emma, try to enjoy the advantages of both city and village life. Anna, city life and village visits. Anna was born in the city of Eastwood, but she often visits her grandparents in the village. Her grandparents have a small house surrounded by fields and trees. Anna loves going to the village during school holidays. She helps her grandparents feed chickens, collect eggs, and pick fruits. Anna says that village life is slow, peaceful, and calm. She enjoys the clean air and quiet nights. Anna's parents live and work in the city. Her father works in a bank, and her mother is a doctor. They like the city because it has many shops, schools, and hospitals. They say city life gives more opportunities for education and work. Anna notices that city life is busy and sometimes noisy, but it also has many fun activities. She enjoys learning new things, meeting friends, and taking part in city events. Key ideas from these stories. City life is busy, exciting, and full of opportunities. It has many schools, hospitals, shops, and entertainment. But it can also be noisy, crowded, and stressful. Village life is quiet, safe, and close to nature. People know each other and help one another. But it can sometimes feel slow or boring. Many people try to enjoy both worlds. They live in the city for work or school and visit the village for rest, fresh air, and peace. Balancing city and village life helps families stay healthy, happy, and connected with loved ones. Anna, enjoying both city and village life. Anna lives in a city, but her family often visits the village. They know that each place has its advantages. In the city, Anna goes to school, learns new things, and enjoys activities with her friends. The city is busy, has many schools, hospitals, shops, and entertainment, and offers many opportunities. In the village, Anna relaxes and enjoys nature, fresh air, and quiet mornings. She helps her grandparents with small tasks like feeding chickens and picking fruits. Anna likes having the best of both worlds. John, From village life to city life. John grew up in a small village called Maplewood. Maplewood is quiet, with only a few hundred people. Most houses are small, and many people work as farmers or in small shops. John's family owns a farm. They grow vegetables and fruits and take care of cows, chickens, and other animals. Every morning, John helps his parents feed the animals, water the plants, and sell vegetables at the village market. He enjoys the fresh air and quiet sounds of nature. Maplewood is surrounded by green fields and forests. John knows almost everyone, and people greet and help each other. Life in the village is simple, calm, and happy. Maplewood has one school and a small store, and people spend time together as neighbors and friends. John feels safe and content growing up there. Moving to the city, Springfield. After finishing school, John moved to a big city called Springfield. The city is very different from Maplewood. It has tall buildings, wide roads, many cars, and busy streets. John felt excited but nervous at first. He rented a small apartment in the city center, close to his college and work. In the city, John uses buses and trains, which are fast but often crowded. Springfield has many restaurants, shops, markets, cinemas, and hospitals. John likes the city because he can try foods from different countries, buy almost anything, and enjoy entertainment nearby. On weekends, he visits city parks to relax. They are smaller than the fields in Maplewood but still peaceful. Challenges of city life. Even though John enjoys the city, it can be noisy and tiring. Cars honk, people talk loudly, and shops play music. The fast pace of city life is exciting, but it can also be stressful. In Maplewood, life was slower and quieter, with fresh air and open spaces. John misses the green fields, quiet nights, and time with family and friends. City life brings independence. Living in Springfield helps John become independent. He cooks his meals, cleans his apartment, and manages his money. He meets many friends from different countries and enjoys learning new things. John works in a big office as a marketing assistant. His job is busy and sometimes stressful, but it gives him many opportunities. He uses his English skills to talk to customers and write emails. Balancing city and village life. John likes both city and village life. The city gives him opportunities, friends, and excitement, while the village gives him rest, peace, and nature. On weekends or holidays, he visits Maplewood to enjoy walking in the fields, listening to birds, and spending time with family. John hopes to find a balance between city life and village life in the future. He wants to enjoy the benefits of both places, work and social life in the city and rest and nature in the village. John and Lisa, balancing city and village life. John grew up in the small village of Maplewood, but he moved to the city of Springfield for work. He knows it would be hard to find a good job in a small village. Even though he enjoys the city, he often thinks about the calm and peaceful life of Maplewood. On weekends and holidays, John visits his parents in Maplewood. He enjoys the fresh air, walking in the fields, and spending time with family and friends. The village makes him feel relaxed and peaceful. John is married to Lisa, who is a nurse at a hospital in Springfield. Lisa likes her job because she enjoys helping people. She also appreciates the medical services, hospitals, and convenience of the city. John and Lisa live in a small apartment in the city center. They often talk about their future children. They know the city has good schools, but the village offers a healthy, calm, and safe environment. They hope to find a balance between city and village life for their family. Emily and David, enjoying city life with village visits. Emily was born and raised in Springfield, a big city. She works as a primary school teacher. Emily enjoys city life. She likes going to markets, cafes, and parks. Emily lives with her husband, David, who is an engineer in a large company. They do not have children yet. Emily and David enjoy the convenience of the city because everything they need, shops, schools, and hospitals, is nearby. But sometimes, the busy streets, traffic, and noise make them wish for a quiet place to relax. Emily's parents live in a village called Oakville. Oakville is small, peaceful, and surrounded by green fields and trees. People know each other and life moves slowly. Emily enjoys visiting Oakville during holidays. She helps her parents with small tasks like feeding animals or picking fruits. She likes the fresh air, quiet, and feeling of safety. Balancing two worlds. Emily's family enjoys both city and village life. Her parents work and live in the city, taking advantage of schools, hospitals, and social activities. But they also visit the village to rest, enjoy nature, and feel peaceful. The village is calm, healthy, and friendly, while the city is busy, full of opportunities, and convenient. People from the city often visit villages to relax. People from villages sometimes move to the city for better jobs, education, and activities. These stories show that both city and village life have advantages and challenges. City life, busy, full of activities, convenient, many schools and hospitals, but noisy and stressful. Village life, quiet, peaceful, healthy, close to nature, but fewer jobs and schools. Many people, like John and Lisa or Emily and David, try to enjoy the best of both worlds. They work and live in the city, but spend weekends or holidays in the village to enjoy peace, fresh air, and nature.